What is going on, Governor? Chisgule here, and today we're going to help you get the ultimate start in Rise of Kingdoms. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Whether you are free to play or spending big, this guide is going to help you have the absolute best possible start in Rise of Kingdoms. If you like guides that help you smash your enemies and get amazing value, then you should consider liking the video and subscribing for daily Rise of Kingdoms content. My friends, in this video, we're going to be talking about a technique called jumping. A jumper account is where you take advantage of the very best item in Rise of Kingdoms. And that item is called the Beginner's Teleport. Every single player gets 2 of these when they create a new account. But this really is more like the advanced player's advantage, because when you use this strategically, you will end up in your final kingdom with almost 10 extra days of played time on your account, and you get to battle against all the folks who have 1 day, their very first day into Rise of Kingdoms. Let's talk about how you do this. Now, we've made guides about jumping in the past. This guide is an update for 2020. We've got a full playlist covering all the details for jumper accounts. We'll put a card up in the top and a link in the description for that playlist so you can find it very, very easily. We're going to cover the basics, but we're also going to cover what's new in 2020. Now, the way you're going to use this beginner's teleport, 2 of them, is you're not going to teleport anywhere in the same kingdom that you're starting in. And you're going to start in a kingdom that's very old. You're going to collect a lot of goodies. Then you're going to go to a kingdom that's very young. You're going to collect a bunch of goodies there. And then you're going to end up in the final kingdom where you're going to play this account. Now, I'm going to advocate that you do this as a very large group. Don't worry about finding that group. I have a Discord server where people are creating these jumper groups all the time. The link for that is in the description as well. So you can join up with a group that knows exactly what they're doing, and they'll give you the additional coaching you need. But let me start off with some explanation of what you do with this beginner's teleport. So what you're going to do is you're going to find a group, and they're going to tell you what kingdom to start in. They're going to pick a kingdom, and they're going to do this at a time when the rewards are most optimal. There's a bunch of events going on right now that give you so much edge if you play in this moment, and there'll be more like this in the future. The group that I'm exploring this with right now, is doing this during a bunch of different events, including a spring event where you can level up a tree and get a bunch of legendary items, including an event over 5 days where you get a bunch of resources and speed ups and up to 100 epic commander sculptures, which is amazing. In addition, there are some events that have already come and gone that we've been a part of. I mean, it's just an amazing time at this exact moment. There's even Ark of Osiris League rewards that you can go participate in. The point is that you're going to start in a kingdom that has a bunch of really awesome events. And the big unlock in 2020, the thing that people are doing that is so powerful, is they're picking a kingdom that is ending its first cycle of kingdom versus kingdom. Kingdom versus kingdom is where 8 kingdoms battle head-to-head, and one or several emerge victorious. So you're going to be creating your account in one of those victorious kingdoms because you are going to get a whole bunch of rewards just for being in the winning kingdom. Those rewards are very substantial. Some of them we've already claimed. Days of speed ups over here. Days of speed ups, which is really amazing. In addition, we cruise along. Look, legendary commander sculptures, more speed ups, resources, or experience tomes, action points. It's just, what do we got here? 10 gold keys, a bunch of speed ups. The stuff you get is totally nuts. Here's even more. Even more gold keys, legendary commander sculptures, action point potions, speed ups. This is the trick to starting in 2020, is you're going to align optimally with a bunch of events and a kingdom that is about to win its KVK experience. Now, all of that is very important, but there are some mechanics to jumping that we need to talk about. When you create your account, my recommendation will be that you pick either Britain, and that is my #1 pick, or China as your starting civilization. And you're going to be running around and spending down your action points, leveling up your commanders. That's one of the ways you're going to be getting a lot of edge with your jumper account. 10 days of leveling up commanders. I say 10 days, again, because that beginner teleport will expire within 10 days. And so that's the window for all of this fun stuff that you're going to go and do. Now, as you're accumulating resources and goodies, you're going to be hanging out in this kingdom. You can see here, if I zoom all the way out, I can tap the explore icon. Because this kingdom is so old, the whole map is revealed, and you can go in and scout all the caves, you can claim all the villages, and you can get a bunch of free research, which is really solid. The thing you need to look out for as you're doing this process is that you cannot level your city hall past 7. Otherwise, you can no longer use your beginner teleport, and that was the whole point. So you want to be very careful. You cannot level your city hall past level 7 as you go through this process, but everything else you can level up as you go. That, however, is going to make you very vulnerable as you accumulate lots of resources that are sitting here in your city and you're very low power. There are a couple things that you can do to protect yourself. First and foremost, as you're scouting all these caves and getting all these free items, make sure that you do not use things like these treasures, which when you open them up, and I'll show you, it's giving me resources here. That's very bad because you're going to accumulate them and now they can be stolen from your city, but when they were in that chest, they could not be stolen. So don't open stuff if you don't have to. Don't use your resource tokens because that's going to make it so that someone could come and steal them. Now, if you're being really judicious in when exactly you start in a kingdom that is going to be a part of this winning a KVK, you also can land 3,000 free gems and 5 more legendary commander sculptures from this stage of the Kingdom versus Kingdom rewards. With these gems, my recommendation to you would be that you buy peace shields so that you can protect your city, and you use them once you get toward the end of your jumper process and you have lots of resources accumulated. You can get discounted peace shields in the courier station. You have to get lucky for when they spawn, and that will be in this row, I believe, over here. Maybe it's the row up here. We can do one of the free refreshes and take a peek here. But the other thing you should be doing in the Mysterious Merchant is converting all of these resources that you're accumulating into token form as much as possible. So buy pretty much anything you can find here that will let you convert your resources into a token that will live in your account and not be stealable. This is true especially if you are farming lots of resources on the map. You'll have more than you know what to do with, and certainly more than enough to be extremely attractive as a target. Here's an example of a peace shield that is discounted, an 8-hour peace shield for 250 gems. My recommendation, hopefully you can find some day-long peace shields, and those will be upwards of 70%, I think 50 to 70% off. 50% is good enough to buy it, certainly. You really do want to be protecting your city, and in a worst case, you could buy a peace shield over here in the shop. You go to the boosts, and those peace shields are available. They're a bit more pricey, but let me tell you, those free gems that you got at the start are probably worth spending in this way to protect your extremely, extremely attractive-looking city to hit. So, at the end of that jumper process, you could easily have over 35 million plus resources at your disposal, which is very, very powerful. You're also going to get a bunch of other things. They're going to probably take you to a kingdom, your jumper group, that has an event called Lohar's Trial. You're going to get a bunch of extra sculptures of Lohar because you're participating in that. You're going to get a bunch of extra tokens, which again, don't use them, save them up. Save up the tokens so that they don't turn into resources up over here. The other thing that's going on that is really compelling with when this account was started is that if you are a spender, you can even try to align it with the recharge rewards, and you can buy some bundles every day and get even more legendary commander sculptures and goodies saved up into your account. But again, you're going to be getting a bunch of free stuff and you don't even have to spend a penny, just taking advantage of the KVK rewards here. Now, in the video that we did previously, my friend Telerian went through this entire process. He didn't protect his city. He was popping the tokens, and his city got raided All of his troops basically died. He lost all his resources, but it was still worth it, he felt, because his commanders were so much higher level than everybody else that he was playing with because he had done such a good job battling barbarians. So my recommendation would instead be to protect yourself as you go through this process. And if you go with a jumper group, which I would highly, highly, highly recommend, an organized, experienced group will do most of this thinking for you. They will do most of that planning for you, and you can just follow along, learn, and get mentorship, which is really crucial. A part of what I love about this game is that there is so much community baked in to the way that the game is played. So embed yourself in one of those awesome communities, and you are going to be in great shape with the literal best start possible in 2020. Now, if you're looking for a group that's going through this right now and you're watching this video and you're thinking, man, you know what? Like, I'm going to do this right now. It's not entirely too late to go and do that. We do have a friend that's going through this process right now. You might remember Echo Gaming. We've done collaborations with him in the past. He is creating a jumper account, and he's going to go 100% free to play in Rise of Kingdoms. If you're interested in that, I will have a link in the description to his video where he talks about creating this account, and you can get in touch with that group. P.S. One other set of rewards you can get is alliance-related rewards. If the winning alliance will let you in for the KVK rewards, all you have to do is join. And if they had a Huron, if they had a Sanctuary, if they had a Circle, if they have the Great Zig, you get all these other goodies too. And I've been told that the King of the Kingdom we're in is going to hook us up with that stuff, which is really amazing. All we have to do is like join for a second, and boom, we get all the rewards. Really appreciate their doing that. We, by the way, are in Kingdom 1556 for this project, where we're just trying to learn and refresh ourselves on how the jumping goodness works. It's the King of the Kingdom who's hooking us up here, and here we are. And there they are, allowing us to get these rewards. Their alliance is offering us some amount of safety as we're sort of here for a temporary period, preparing to jump, which is really solid. If the leader of your jumper group, and you really do need to go with a group, can arrange for this, you have a much safer time as you go through this process, which is really great. The person organizing the jump that I'm learning in is here, Ban King, who is the leader of this group. I'm mostly just here to learn. This is not an account I plan to play a lot long term. I'm here to learn how to make a really awesome jumper. So if you want to join with this group, you most certainly can, although not much time left in these KVK rewards. And again, I'm only playing this one. Again, if you join into my Discord, there is literally an entire channel dedicated to jumper groups that are forming, and they happen all the time. So, my friends, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful at all, please do drop a like onto this. And if there's any new stuff that unfolds in 2020 that would contribute to a jumper's journey or creating a new account, please do drop that information into the comments. I'll also make sure to include a bunch of playlists that you should go check out for starting new in Rise of Kingdoms, commanders you should go invest in, the priority, the orders, spoiler alert, Boudica, Sun Tzu, Joan of Arc, you're welcome. Which legendary? Esong, you're welcome. But check out the guides for the full explanation. A couple other things that I think are really interesting and worth mentioning. When your city hall is under level 7, which you have to be to jump, you can't do things like a Wheel of Fortune, which is kind of a bummer. You have to be city hall 8 or higher. So it would have been really creative to start in a kingdom where there's a wheel event going on and you really want to get the wheel event commander. That's not actually a thing. At the time that I filmed my original jumper guide, there were some commanders in the gold chests, and they're no longer there. Esong and Richard were in gold chests that were in kingdoms that were really, really old. That's no longer a thing. The gold chest commanders, I believe, are pretty uniform all throughout at this point. So you don't have to go anywhere special to get certain gold chest commanders. And, you know, if you are hunting for certain commanders in here, I would make the argument that the commanders I would be most excited about when I get them from here are probably going to be Cao Cao and Charles Martel as really, really solid long-term Rise of Kingdoms investments and commanders. Whew, okay, I think now I've finally covered everything I wanted to hit. Until next time, my friends, you have fun smashing the kingdom.